Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. So I got some things weighing on my mind, weighing on my heart here today. Another school shooting, folks. Another one. And it doesn't matter who did it. It matters that it happened. And we need to make some connections, Livingston man. We need to connect some dots here, and I need to try and make sense of this. So I hope that y'all will join us this evening in trying to fix that. Is the echo still there, guys? Hopefully that should be a bit better. Let me know. Still echo, says Mr. B Local. That's odd. The gremlins are with us. Bad echo, says Hunter. Is that any better, guys? K-Paul says 5x5. Very interesting, very interesting. Yes, better or bad echo? How we doing? Still echo, still the same. Fantastic. The Livingston man is on it. Any better? Wow, the echo is awful, says Lisa. I think I'm tripping. No, I'm not sure. It's very interesting. Should go ahead and mute that other channel there. Okay, let's see. Any better? It's messing with my buzz.
Trying to fix it.
Echo times 2.
1 times 2 equals 2. 2 times 2 equals 4. 3 times 2 equals 6.
Okay, stop.
4 times 2 equals 8.
Stop.
5 times 2 equals 10.
Echo, stop. Thank you. Interesting. Echo. Push the red button, says Vision.
A push button is a simple switch mechanism to control some aspects of the
Uncle Charlie says, shit at the fan.
You know, we were doing so well about that. So reverberation, is it better at all? I don't understand what you guys can hear that we can't.
Still a good echo. I like. It's because you're in the command center. Yeah, I mean these walls. It's something. Vision, keep quiet. We're trying to shut this thing up. Why don't you do me a favor? Take that all the way to goose egg for me. The center one. Take it all the way to nothing. All the way down. Any better there? Any better? I'm just gonna try and keep talking throrough this, and you guys have to let me know when this is better. Yeah, I'm trying to be all serious and shit, outlaw, and it's absolutely horrible. Scott, that yeah, we gotta. This is bad.
I don't understand.
This is bad. There. Wow. Unbelievable. Go ahead, try the other camera. Let's see how it goes here. I'm gonna see if is it better?
Different camera?
It's still bad.
I don't understand this.
I don't know. I might have to nuke this whole thing and start over here in a minute. Yeah, because it's not happening. I think we'll do that, folks. We're gonna close this. We're gonna close this out, and if it's not getting any better, and we'll be right back with you. Yeah, it's worse on the Roku. Wow, lower the sound. No, we don't have any. Everything in here is turned off. It's just our voices.
Much better.
Yes, better. Okay. Cool. Bad echo. No, go back. Better but low. Interesting. Very interesting. No, back to echo. This is fucking YouTube gremlins, bro. Good with the other camera. Huh. Very, very interesting. You had it for a minute. Do we stay? I don't know. We might have to burn it. Is it any better? Can you hear me at all now?
There's like about 20 seconds between us doing something and them seeing it.
Yeah, that's the problem. Running through everything. Yes. Echo is back. Bad echo, says Anne Marie. Good echo. I like it. Now keep it, says Trigger. Let's see. We're not touching anything. Better. Perfect. There. Yes. Don't touch. Good. Fixed. There we go. Right now. Jesus fucking Christ! Oh, good but low. Good but low. So, yeah, now I'm breaking the cameras and everything. This is fantastic. Fantastic.
You know, I don't think it's you. I don't think it's you. Look, hi, we're here. You see me? Hi, come on, camera. Focus, see me. Come
Yeah, we're trying.
back to
Now the volume's too low. Outlaw, put your bell tones on. Crank them up. Crank up the bell tones. Lucky Dame Preparedness, welcome, welcome, welcome. Mr. B Local, thank you. Hands off, says Vision. Yeah, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Lucky Dame says, I don't know what's going on, but you're 5x5. You came in at just the right time, my sister.
Sorry,
Thank
everybody
you for
who's
your
watching.
timely stopping in. Yeah, go ahead. You could show them the end because yeah, this is what it kind of looked like the whole time here, you know, in the beginning. Yeah, Steven, I think the Livingston man figured it out. There's a couple buttons here. We're messing with some new stuff, trying to share some new things. And it can get a little tricky. Yeah, it's blurry now. We'll get back with that in a second here. We got to come up here and grab its focus and bring the focus right back with us slowly. And boom, there he is. How about that? Did I fix it?
We got it.
Yeah,
okay,
I think
don't
we
do
did.
it. I'm going to take
I
a
think we
hands-off
did it.
approach here.
Yeah.
Mike, for the love of God, tell them what we're doing here.
So I think we need to have a discussion about these mass shootings, we'll call them, Livingston man. Hundreds every year, hundreds. Now they have changed the definition of a mass shooting to, what was it, Livingston man?
I think it's 3 people got to be either hurt, killed, or injured, whatever you want to call it.
So 3 people shot.
Involved.
Now, if you tally in some of these drive-bys and things in these big cities, you can account for a lot of those numbers there, right? I mean, you know, somebody on the block lets off, he hits 5 people, it's a mass shooting. The school shootings, people who target children, what the actual fuck? You'll notice that there's no logos or anything on anything tonight because these opinions are my opinions alone, and I don't want to associate them with anybody else's name or brand or likeness. And maybe once I get out of this, I can turn my clothes around and we can talk like normal people.
I brought you down to the command center because there's going to be some
This channel may get nuked tonight. I told Livingston man that we should probably have created a new channel before we even started the stream tonight, just in case. Because I got some shit I gotta say. And there is no. I'm not one of those ones who's going to be filtered to try and talk around shit, especially if it bothers these big corporations, these big Google platforms, or whoever it is. I'm going to speak my mind, and if they want to freaking have at me, then so be it. Fuck them if they can't take a joke. But this shit's got to stop, man. We need to find the correlation. I have my own opinion, and I've expressed it before. And I think it's got some validity. I think it's got some substance to it, and I think it should be looked into. And Livingston Man and myself did some digging tonight before we came on, and we found some more evidence almost to support that theory, in my opinion. So we'll talk about this theory, and then we'll discuss the facts that we found here tonight that kind of support my theory. Now, we all know that the big tech companies target advertising at us, and not just advertising. It's in your YouTube as well. You know, your targeted videos. When you go on to watch something, they're going to give you something in your lane, so to speak, right? So they're going to pump you information that keeps you inside of your echo chamber. I think that's why it's really important for us to reach outside of the norm from time to time and take in some news from the far left, take in some centrist news, take news in from everywhere. That way we don't get fed these biased news sources on a regular basis. That it's easier to form your own opinion when you can hear it from a range of people. You know what I mean? I don't want it from one source and say, oh, that's the truth because this guy on this network said so. That's bullshit. It's mostly opinion-based news anymore. And then they let you try and figure the facts out from there. And it fucking sucks. It sucks. So you got to go all over the place to try and find real information. And it absolutely pisses me off. But we're doing the digging, Livingston, man. We're doing the digging. Don't get caught in an echo chamber, guys. That's a huge thing. Don't get fucking caught in an echo chamber. If everybody around you...
3 minutes ago, y'all found out what an echo chamber happened. You don't even say the word, man. Don't even say the word.
That's a bad word here tonight. But yeah, don't... If you find that everybody around you agrees with you, step outside of that circle for a little while.
Just make sure you're like right, or maybe you've just been insulated from some kind of truth.
Yeah, the camera went.
Why?
Again.
Oh, man, because I freaked out
again.
I can fix it. Just stop trying to do your magic. I'll do mine.
Oh, he's going to do the magic.
Keep this goddamn thing open.
There you go.
And focus.
Boom. Hocus, focus.
Focus, pocus.
That was pretty good. Tracy K says, I guess there was 3 types of guns involved. Hudson will fill us in. Yeah, we're going to get into the sit rep first.
Doesn't really matter. Like, you know, when you think about how somebody did something, you're really a question of what tools they used. We're talking about the head space here, not the physical actions of anybody. Now I'll agree with that. I'm gonna say something though that you may never hear me say again. Props to those cops. Ran in there, took it out. Done.
Yes. Now,
that's
take
how
note,
you do that.
Law enforcement.
That's how you do that.
Yes, that's how it's done. To literally be able to, I've seen the videos. I've seen all of them.
Won't question your methods as long as you take the piece of thing out fast.
Yes. They were dispatched quickly and efficiently, highly effective by the police force. My heart goes out to them. Thank you for what you do and you did. It was absolutely quick and decisive. Evil was dealt with.
With the new standards that they train to deal with these types of situations, that I would hazard a guess, because I haven't been by no means an expert, that is exactly what the instructors were talking about. Get in, put it down, get it done.
Hunter and I would agree, and that's exactly how it should be done. They ran in like it was almost a drill. That's huge. Fed Up American, thank you so much for your donation, brother. We really appreciate it. Fantastic. You know, when you see a law enforcement officer in a situation like that at the door screaming for, I need one more man with a gun, let's go. That's what you want to see out of your law enforcement. I wish they could have gotten there sooner. Maybe some more lives would have been saved. But they moved fast. They moved extremely fast. And as soon as they knew where about the individual was, they threw caution to the side and, passed all of these doorways without properly clearing anything and just went for them,
Right. If they had, this is a fluid situation, they would call this. And, had they stopped and meticulously checked every single room, it's time wasted in the situation, especially if you can just get to the point of impact, hit it, and it saved the day.
Jay Creature, they dispatched this individual in under 2 minutes from the time they hit the doorway to putting them on the ground. How long did they stand around in Texas? It was quite some time.
It's like a tale of two police forces here.
Yeah, I guess it all comes down to training. Hey, judgment is due where judgment is due. The public will judge people as they see it, being guarded and not knowing, getting no information. Everybody can armchair quarterback these things.
This is how I would have done it.
Job well done. Done.
So it's like the idea is they did the business, and
77 minutes they stood around.
So why?
Well, shots are fired. These gentlemen heard shots fired, and they ran towards the sound of the gunfire. They didn't retreat to protect themselves. and wait for somebody to say something. They knew what had to be done, and they did it.
It was put to me that apparently the Nashville Police Force benefits from a lot of veterans of various military branches and whatnot.
Oh yeah, big time.
And of course, these would be the first guys in line to get picked to be on like special weapons and tactic teams and what have you. So this retard, idiot person was up against society in general for their heinous act.
Yeah.
But to a well-trained and like ready to rock and roll police force, and it was never going to get any further than it did. It sucks that it went as far as it did.
Yeah.
I don't want to get all preachy just yet. We want to make some points and show some stats before we get into opinions and other shit like that.
Well, I'll tell you what. I give you my opinion on this. I think, so we know big tech algorithms. Everything is targeted, right? We talked about the echo chamber.
Because we talked about it. Like now you're going to see a lot of ads for the shit that we're talking about.
The echo chamber. The targeted ads, right? They do that with everything. If you're in a bad mood and you go down a rabbit hole, you're going to get fed more shit to pile on top of your rabbit hole as you go down it. And then the pharmaceuticals kick in, right? I think that we're going to find a common denominator in a lot of these people is pharmaceuticals. Big time. Big time. I don't know what it is. I don't know what combination it is. I don't know how it works, but I think targeted algorithms from what the AI thinks that you want to see, so it keeps feeding it to you and feeding it to you and feeding it to you and feeding it to you. And your mental state isn't the best. Perhaps you just change the dosage on your meds. Perhaps you're just starting taking these meds. Perhaps you're coming off of taking these meds. These are all triggers for big problems when it comes to these pharmaceuticals. You know, we had more guns in the hands of, well, I can't say more, but I think guns per capita was a lot higher back in the day when you used to be able to order them from the fucking Sears catalog, and they would show up at your mailbox, and you go outside and pick your new gun up that you brought, and you put it in the back window of your truck, and you drive to school, and it was your new hunting rifle, and you were going hunting that weekend, and you show your rifle off at school to all your buddies in the parking lot. We didn't have school shootings. You know what else we didn't have? A fucking pill to fix every fucking mental problem these people fucking have. It's the pills. It's the pills. It's the pharmaceuticals. It's the shit that they're feeding the children. It's the shit that they're feeding the adults. And it has to be. It absolutely has to be. It's in everything. It's in everything. There is, let's see, what's the number? There is 50 million adults, just adults in the U.S. that take prescription medications. So is it crazy echo right now, or can you actually
now it's echoing?
Hear us? You're windowed. Yes, SRD. Thank you. Still no sound, Patty S. What? Lost your sound because you're preaching truth. Still no sound. Let's see. Living's man, quit messing with the computer. They silenced your ass. No sound. Thumbs up. I don't believe shit. Now you're back. Okay, cool. Just making sure. We gotta click some fancy buttons here. We thought we had everything automated. Mrs. B Local, thank you. Good golly, Miss Molly. 68 million Americans.
Start your rant over.
68 million Americans in 2019 seeked mental health help in some form or another.
It's about 20% of the population, of adult population. 1 in 5 people sought treatment for their mental health.
It's crazy. Patty S., I know I'm a small box. Hopefully, can you guys see the screen and the statistics over here to my right? Oh, look, there's Livingston man there. Look at that. He's hiding. You're in a small box. Huh. I wonder if you guys can see the stats.
Maybe they want you to be bigger.
Yeah, is that better? Am I in a bigger box now? My prostate med's gonna make me homicidal.
It's a real fear. It's a real thing.
Livingston
Not glitching,
man.
it's my natural state.
Yeah, no, he's in full
That's
camouflage.
who I
mode.
am, bigot.
When he becomes the predator, this is what happens. But guys, I think there is a huge correlation between these pharmaceuticals, targeted algorithms, and I don't even think the algorithms do it intentionally. I think they, it's just the way that they work. It's just the way that they work. They put everything in. Now, let me ask you guys a question. Is there crazy feedback again? Do you get in the echo? Are you getting the echo? If they're getting the echo, you know what to do.
Oh, I know what to do. I'm going to jump out the window. If that don't kill me, I'm going to crawl into traffic.
And just lay in the road. Just lay in the road. Yep, it's back. Just mute it.
How is it?
There it is. Boom.
But then I mute this one. See,
It doesn't work.
But if you mute the other one, which one did we mute? Was it this one?
Yeah, hoping that it's the cigarettes.
It's a good thing.
Bossy Horn Hunter. Oh, good golly, Miss Molly. Speaking of that, I think I'll have one on that note.
We're talking. Can you hear? Can anybody? Voice of God is back.
Anne Marie says, "I eat the happy pills."
I wish I could hear it. I just want to know.
Don't do it, Livingston.
I wish I could hear what you guys are hearing. I don't even know what's happening.
So when we get to watch this back after the stream, before we live stream.
I'm glad we tried to come in all serious because this is totally working. Like, oh yeah, it's like tackle a real sensitive subject tonight, you guys.
Fantastic.
I'm not gonna touch nothing else. If you can hear us and see us, congratulations. You get what you get.
That Outlaw says sounds like you need some pharmaceutical. Good
program.
golly, holy shit.
So 20% of the United States adult population sought some form of evaluation or treatment for its perceived mental health maintenance, we'll call it, right? Of those, 15.8 who had taken prescription medication for their mental health, 9.5% though who had received counseling or therapy. So it's interesting to note that the numbers of people who receive treatment
everybody opts for the pill that fixes everything, right?
Rather than go to therapy or talk about it or try to work with it, like where you're sold this pharmaceutical synthetic cure-all.
Yeah, here it is. Here it is.
It's easy. You don't have to do anything. You just eat the pill, bro.
That's right. Jay Creature says the Prozac lithium, big gulps for everybody.
I don't want to steal your thunder,
and that's
but
what
I don't
it
know
is.
what part of what you said, because everything you said was big truth. But it was that. So coupled with people who are emotionally fragile, a constant stream of algorithmic content that gives them
it just drives the anxiety through the roof.
What the AI thinks that they like, just because they showed an interest in something. So now you're constantly bombarded. Whereas you're also taking a pharmaceutical instrument that is quite literally supposed to reshape your reality. So you are being quite, in my opinion, literally
shown an alternate reality.
And perceiving it to be real, that this must be what normal is.
Yeah.
And then you go in the world and you see that it's not like this. Your viewpoint is challenged harshly, and you strike back against it by going to the elementary school. See, now my question with all of it is, why is it always the same exact tactic, dressed in the same exact clothing,
with the same exact weapons, which all happen to be super high-end rifles that are typically, pretty well tricked out, pretty well tricked out.
There's always these questions, like, and what I think annoys a lot of people about it now, what's going to get people fired up and in on the conversation, is that now these crimes aren't necessarily being overwhelmingly committed by a certain, but there is actually a certain
type of individual
that does this.
Right.
And it's not these ones that they're now making a big deal out of.
That's true. That's very, very true.
And so it begs the question of, like, what's the message being broadcast here? And I saw someone else mention that, like, boy, we sure got a lot of instant gratification out of this whole experience here. We got the body cam footage the next day, bro. Look, we took that phone bitch out.
Yeah, that's another thing that
high
was
def too for a
very,
change.
very interesting was how fast this all came out, Livingston, man. This was like
I've seen breaking news before. This is the
rapid.
first time I've been like right there in
Rapid.
the room. Like, wow, okay, like
yeah,
so.
yeah.
How much is I'm going to use the P word? I'm going to call it. Is there propaganda at work here?
You know, initially you hear the calls from the government. You know, it is Totalitarian Tuesday, so the first thing they say is take the guns away. Take the guns away. We got to ban all the guns, all the assault weapons.
But we
now just know that they deem anything that accepts a detachable magazine an assault weapon. Just so you know, they deem those assault weapons nowadays because, well, New York is stand, bro. Right? So tread lightly.
I don't know why this all keeps panning out, but it's starting to, okay, like when you have like one person does it, you're like, wow, psycho. Two people do it, you're like, wow,
Psychos.
Copycat.
Okay.
3 people do it, you're like, this shit needs to stop. When they all do like the same damn thing, you gotta be like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
Is there a specific thing, like you said, that makes people go into this certain school shooting mode?
One, you've got to have some deep-rooted hate, right? You have to have some really deep-rooted hate. And then you're on these drugs that alter your mind and your mood, right? That's what they're prescribed for. A lot of their side effects happen to be suicidal tendencies or wanting to harm others. You know, if you read into these things, we were talking earlier, Livingston, man, you didn't see ads back in the day, you know, when we were growing up on TV for pharmaceuticals that are going to fix whatever the fuck it is that ails you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They have a pill for it and you can take it. All you got to do is talk to your doctor and he will give it to you.
Ask your doctor if it's right for you. Like he's a grocer, like the old apothecary.
Yeah. Like you go and you say,
how's the
beef? How's the beef? You know, how's the beef?
And he said, you know, you got demons in your blood. You need to do like cocaine about it.
Yeah.
Same. So now you just charge the insurance company for it.
Super says, you all have failed as a community and a people. Let's see. You people came here to eliminate brown skins in their turn to take over. Enjoy China. Oh, okay.
I can't wait.
Yeah, bring it on. Bring it on. We'll live there.
I didn't come here to eliminate nobody. I was born here, so there was that.
Yeah, Leather King says in 98, Oxycontin was a miracle drug. It was. And then they started really pushing the pills when they realized that they could fix everything. In the 90s, all these ads started to come about.
So many like
in the TV.
Things you could point to, like the thing they did to the teenagers with the fucking the UTI device there. Whatever, I can't remember what it was called, and I apologize. But history is riddled with scientific mistakes because science is never settled, and science doesn't always know the end of the story. Well, everybody knew DDT was awesome, bro, until it killed everything.
It's true.
You know, dioxin, Agent Orange, glyphosate, all these miracle chemicals we're just now finding out. Like, dude, that shit is totally bad, man. But we're expected to believe that Big Pharma gets it right the first time every time. I can't buy it, won't buy it. Yeah. What they do is the same thing the chemical companies do. They sit around and they boil fucking chemicals and do witchcraft.
And figure out what they do, right?
And then they're like, what's it do? And it paralyzes you from the waist down. So they're like, well, do you have restless legs? We can cure that.
Yeah, we'll just paralyze you from the waist down. No problem.
You know whose legs are going to get paralyzed is his camera if it goes out of focus again.
Livingston man's he's going to break stuff tonight. He's not happy.
Not the exposure, not again. Focused.
Jay Creature said some of the herpes medicine commercials made me want to get a VD.
I really, you go hang gliding and whitewater rafting.
Yeah, those people do all kinds of cool shit, man.
They're like, wow, you people without herpes don't even know how to live, bro. You are peasants.
Super says, you won't like your kings. No one will. I'll tell you what, Super.
We already don't like our kings. Who is this guy?
I will bow to no one except God. And may the odds ever be in their favor.
Shouldn't feed them.
Because you came to the wish a motherfucker woods. Believe that.
Of all people, Mike was in sort of a mood tonight.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm totally ready to nuke the channel need be. And you know, if they do, so be it. I'll see you soon under a different alias.
Prepping Valley
But yeah,
Hudson.
this is a My Mother's Spark
Prepping and
hoodie,
survival on the
but
Hudson.
you can't see that because I would not associate my comments tonight with her in any way. And yeah, no, I can't do that. Can't do that. But
I
yeah,
will not comply with this super person. Okay, that's really props on the like tag, bro. I don't even know how you ended up with the one that was super, but that's cool. Some of us had to work for our name, man. I thought I had to be original, but I guess not. Talking about stealing from people.
Mr. B Local says from the School of Hard Knocks, gonna have to fuck around and find out. That's right. That's right.
So
Outlaw's still waiting for his hoodie.
We know that, like, now in Europe and especially Russia, they use a term oligarch and they throw that out there. And it essentially means like underworld crime boss is the idea it puts in your head, right?
Okay.
He's a Russian oligarch. But what that just means is like a rich and super powerful person. They play the rules are a little different over there. By our standards, we would consider it sort of organized crime-ish. But if you just zoom out on how Washington and American politics work, you'd probably realize that it's not really that different. Bunch of big anonymous guys. You know about Elon Musk, you know about Bill Gates, and you know about this one and that one. But you don't know who's got real money. You don't know the big power behind the curtain. There's faces, and then there's like the body of the whole thing.
Yeah.
And you'd be surprised where this money comes from, where it sits, what it's used for, and every other thing. But at the height of it is this cartel pharmaceutical industry that gets to write its own rules, has politicians in its pocket, has the media in its pocket because they got the money to spend on the ads. It's not that the media is complicit.
No,
they
can push the stuff. They can push the stuff. I mean, they got to be sponsoring basketball teams now, right? The basketball players all wear little logos on their jersey, sponsored by Pfizer.
I was vaccinated.
It drives me nuts.
It shouldn't be allowed because here, what you have, it's like some people consider America like a technocracy, or perhaps a theocracy. Least of which is it
highly technical.
Least of which is
a technical theocracy.
America is not a democracy. America is supposed to be, at any rate, a constitutional republic. But it's this. I don't know if this is
the constitutional republic.
Pharmacracy is that
was
a word?
The constitutional republic were. If it had pronouns, were.
A pharmacracy is what I'm imagining. Like it's remember that? Anybody see that movie Ultraviolet? Is it?
Yeah, that way back in the day.
There was a bunch of unvaccinated purebloods running around, and they had all this shit, and they were like, the doctors were running everything. Like Andrew Cuomo straight up like used that movie as his manual on.
This will be my COVID response.
Oh, he like totally was. He was drinking coffee out of a sealed container with gloves on and shit. That's where I see us going because where pharmaceutical industry gets to be like, hey, we're the good guys. We're saving lives.
So,
bro.
I find it very interesting that the pandemic and the vaccine and everything came like almost immediately after. The pharmaceutical companies were ordered to pay billions of dollars to states for the opioid crisis. Now, do you think that the pharmaceutical companies could have potentially went belly up from that? Imagine no more life-saving medicines, right? Imagine the pharmaceutical companies going belly up because they had to pay out billions from the opioid crisis, right? So they pay out all this money, and they're going broke.
It was like one Ukraine aid package. It wasn't even
they're going broke. They're going broke, and they're gonna lose it, man. We don't know what we're gonna do. And then all of a sudden, this thing comes out of nowhere. Some place in China, some guy ate a fucking bat at a fucking wet market.
That's what I was told.
And now the world, we all gonna die Wednesday and shit, right? And now we got to shut everything the fuck down because homeboy ate a fucking bat. Yeah, they're trying. They'll work on it.
Disappeared
but then they make trillions of dollars off this fucking free vaccine. Free.
Totally free.
Free. It was free.
It cost you nothing.
I'm just saying, there's no, There's no incentive there, right? There's no reason to, bail out the pharmaceutical companies because they did some bad shit or, created a whole fucking crisis, drug
and then
addiction.
they were like, you know what? I mean, talk about cartel behavior. Like, talk about some like mafia like move. All right, so you're like the government, and I'm the pharmaceutical industry. Okay.
Okay.
And they're like, bro, like, listen, we need you to really come through right now. And we're like, nah. Last time we fucked with you cost me $80 billion, bro.
Yeah.
What you gonna do this time is make everybody sign a petition that says that it ain't our fault. There's something wrong with this shit.
There you have it. Yeah.
In doing that, they when the person with the life-saving thing absolves themselves of all liability, you, as a matter of faith, you gotta question
Absolutely.
why they would do that.
Man, it's the correlations can be made that big pharma creates problems and then creates solutions to the problems. They created the opioid crisis, then they created Suboxone and all these other drugs to go along to treat the drugs that you had to stop taking and things like that.
They call that now, everybody in the comments, that's a Hegelian dialect. Did I pronounce it right?
Mm-hmm.
Dialectic.
Hegelian dialectic.
You cause the problem and then present the solution and keep doing that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, on that note, you guys want a super hot take? Okay, here it is. So, in the matter of cause the problem, be the solution, we are relatively willing to admit that the FBI sometimes allows crimes to happen to justify its existence.
Absolutely. Well, that's been proven. That has been proven. Operation Northwoods. Right? Was that where they were going to blow up the airplane off the coast of Florida, full of American citizens, to go to war with Cuba, right?
And with their best intentions, the question becomes: Did you create a crime or worse, death and destruction where there otherwise would not have been without your influence? And so this, I'm pointing us back to this incident in Nashville here, where I can't get past the fact that all of these people that do this shit, they do like the same thing. Like there is a clear pattern in how they act.
Absolutely.
And I want to know
who's feeding them.
Yeah, because they're all being fed the same thing. They have to be, because they're all growing to be the same, if you catch my drift. And so somebody had said it before. I mean, this always comes up in these things: false flag, training up, FEMA drill, blah, blah, blah. But because it's even a question that is plausible to ask, you got to ask it. So I'm not trying to be insensitive.
So Texas Surplus Pro says there was an article published stating how many millions and how many crimes the government has enabled and paid informants that dropped this month. Fantastic. Fantastic. It's because
the question is legitimate. It rocks your faith in the entire system because the question is legitimate.
Well,
it's not some far-fetched theory. It happens.
So local law enforcement, I believe, is a little less corrupt than the higher ups. I think the higher up the law enforcement chain you go, the more corrupt you can be. Some of these folks are there from administration to administration to administration to administration. They stay, and the face of the head just changes, right?
These people always have like what would more or less on its face appear to be like U.S. like paramilitary gear. Mm-hmm. It's always obscenely like expensive and tricked out like weapons that they get to just go do this. Like it's almost like
where do they come from?
Well, either these are like, man, all right, I'm gonna go deep on this rabbit hole. Okay, get your shovels out.
Yep. Texas Surplus Pro says MK Ultra Plus, and that's something we talked about earlier. Is
these people are being groomed to commit these acts in the furtherance of an agenda without the knowledge of local law enforcement who responds how they normally would, but the incident occurs because of grooming and indoctrination. It has to.
Yeah.
There is or they all suffer from a super specific mental illness that makes them do exactly the same thing and dress the same way and do the same thing. So which one is more plausible?
Yeah. I have to agree with you. You know, it's these folks who otherwise don't seem too into firearms at all, or training with firearms at all, go out with, you know, a $7,000 rifle and another, you know, $5,000 rifle, and of course a Glock handgun, right? Right, of course. And it seems to be the same care package for all of these folks, right?
Thousands of rounds of ammunition.
Where did they get the training? Where did they get the everything?
The idea.
So Texas Surplus Pro, earlier I had discussed my theory of the pharmaceuticals, the mind and mood altering pharmaceuticals that, well, 50 million Americans take every single day, right? Just the adults. We're not talking about anybody 18 and under, I believe they would consider. The pharmaceuticals and targeted algorithms, the way algorithms target people, and when you go down a rabbit hole, it will literally just keep feeding onto yourself the same trash that you might have scrolled across that kind of touched a nerve.
The cocaine button.
yeah, more cocaine. Mad Shed said her rifle was around $400. Oh, there you go. That theory's out the window on this one. Some random dude says Hudson probably has a whole team assigned to him. Probably. Unfortunately, I got nothing for him, so. It's the bot. They just gave me an Android to follow me.
It's not a listening device.
No, these microphones are totally not listening devices. Who would think that? Yeah.
Remember that echo? Sorry, that was we cross streams with this.
That's right. But you know, the first thing that they do is when these things happen, the first thing they do is they call for the firearms. So I'm going to go out on a limb, and the first thing that I'm going to call for is the pharmaceutical companies. Let's take these mind and mood altering drugs off the fucking table until we can figure this shit out. Now, I know that can't be done immediately. A lot of these mind and mood altering drugs that are supposed to fix you, you can't just stop taking.
That's what enhances and makes these problems worse when they talk. Another thing that's very interesting and conspiratorial is that it's not taking this medication that'll get you in this state.
It's stopping.
It's when you stop taking it.
Yeah, and we all know right now that there is a big pharmaceutical shortage, especially for the likes of ADHD meds, antipsychotics, antidepressant meds, anti-anxiety meds. All of these things are in very short supply right now, and they are literally being prioritized. So, with that being said, I would highly suggest y'all heighten your sense of awareness and pay fucking attention when you're out and about.
Be nice to the
because these things could spiral out of control, and we could see a lot more of this real soon if these medications stop reaching the people who need them. So it's Robert Paulson. Yes, I do remember that exact incident.
His name was Robert Paulson.
That's right. There was an incident where the FBI groomed an autistic 16-year-old kid to drive a van full of fake explosives to a building. Now, the parents of this autistic child actually had restraining orders against the FBI agents because they didn't like the way that they talked to their son or treated them. And they went out and got restraining orders against this guy because they didn't want them in their home. Yet they persisted and then took him, and arrested him, gave him the keys to the van, put him in the van, gave him everything that he would need to do this, and, pushed him on his way.
My question is extreme, whether attempted or actually pulled off, extreme act of violence worth it if your influence would have never happened? But they're known to do this, have done it before, no evidence besides their own that says they don't still do it. And because of that, personally, I must doubt that this the entire justice system.
Sorry, the CIA and the FBI have kind of become this one intermingled political hit machine, and anything that's on the radar, they just fucking seek and destroy.
Well, and not only that, but if you can't find an enemy, then create one, defeat it, and be the hero and justify your existence.
A Stain 85 Adderall is just meth in legal form. Now there is another ADHD treatment that's called methylphenidate. That's right, I said it. Methylphenidate. Methylphenidate is crystal meth in a pill. It's crystal meth in a pill.
Some shit does have medicinal purposes.
Methylphenidate. The phenidate is where they put it in a pill, right? But yeah, that's one of the treatments. They treat the hyperactivity with excessive stimulants, and it has like a reverse effect with them. Jay Creature says, FYI, whiskey has never been recalled or had E. coli or caused anal leakage.
I'm gonna fault you. I'm gonna fault you on
whiskey helps. Whiskey helps.
I'm gonna fault you on your third reason there, but yeah.
Oh man, Smokey Blazer, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate you stopping by. This may be our last live stream, Livingston, man. We done said some shit here tonight, and if we're still here in the morning,
let's see what happens when I hit him with this.
There it is. There it is.
Like and subscribe.
If it even works. And you guys probably have the echo again right now. And go ahead and hit. Yeah, there you go. And now the echo should be gone again. I think we got that echo button figured out.
It's a mute button. It doesn't.
I don't understand. When we hit that button, it should mute the camera.
Voice of God.
But it does not.
I might have to play that.
It does not.
We will figure it out.
Eric says Jameson. Jameson will do it. Jameson will do it.
Now on the topic of perhaps our last live stream is none of this is meant to shame anyone who, I mean, we're all a little mentally ill. You got to be, right? It's called being normal. It's called not being like everybody else.
Right. Yeah, it's okay to be different. It's absolutely okay.
Now, the thing is, though, as I was having a conversation with a person and I was talking about this, I was like, now, what can happen, though, is people use this. A person feels ignored or alone or just what have you. So like,
right.
So it, metaphorically speaking, all right.
They isolate themselves.
No, instead, so they're like, you know what? You will not censor me. So they put on a giant glittering freaking cape. We're sitting there vibing and they're like bright, shiny.
Okay.
So everybody's like, man, well, I want to be like that too. And one by one, stay with me now. One by one, everyone is wearing a bright, shiny cape. Now, because everything is highlighted and everyone is the same, nothing is highlighted, and no one
and
is an individual.
Everybody mutes out.
This is an issue.
Into the big rainbow-colored everything.
Now, tell me, you got kids in school. They're coming home with this "I'm gay" thing. I'm transgender thing. I'm a guy now. I'm a unicorn. I'm a cat. I'm a fucking Red Bull.
Yeah.
Where do you draw the line between, okay, like, this is a life-altering experience for my 8-year-old to have, or is these issues better left to, like, more adult-style children that understand, like 16 to 18 years old? Okay, in some cases, especially when we're talking about from, like, the belt down, this is what I would consider to be an adult conversation. So...
yeah.
I don't understand why a certain segment feels the need that this needs to be pressed on the young children, and I don't understand the need for the other segment to perform for young children.
Is it a recruitment thing that they feel that they have to bring more of these people into the community, otherwise their community will just fade into oblivion? I really think, personally, I think that's the grasp for them to the youth. Is recruitment at the earliest of age. Plant the seeds. You know, we talk about planting the seeds of preparedness all the time and letting people know, hey, you put some stuff away. But I think it's the same thing within that community, is planting the seeds and grooming these people from a young age to be what they envision them as opposed to what the individual envisions himself as. Or a lot of the time they target the people who are unsure. They're unsure. They don't even know who they are yet. You know, they don't know what life they want to live yet.
Well, okay, so
and
on
they'll
the
target those folks.
On the one hand, then, okay, so you have a sound recruitment strategy.
Okay.
But what you end up when you break it down is that sounds like cult behavior.
Well, it is.
You cherry pick from the vulnerable and the confused, and you twist.
Yeah.
There's no way to make this sound not transphobic. Listen, I'm not afraid. Okay, so that's the difference here. And I don't understand it. I speak from a place of ignorance because I don't. Three reasons really. Didn't ask, don't care. Fuck you.
Didn't ask, don't care, fuck you.
What so many people are tired of with the entire movement of all this, like my pronouns, my gender, my sexual orientation, what I got downstairs and what I do in my bedroom shit, is that didn't ask, didn't care, fuck you, why are you talking to me? It's not that you exist. It's definitely not that you exist. You are a person too. It is that you're like, look at me, putting the camera out of focus, unfocusing your camera, bro. You see me over here when you're like, can you fuck off? They're like, why you hate me?
Yeah.
And it's
exactly.
like, because I can keep unfocusing my camera, man. All right? So, and this goes for everybody with their ideology. Just because somebody don't think exactly like you, this is the echo chamber argument, you want that. You want people to be like, nah, bro, fuck that. You're wrong. You need to hear that. And even whether you choose to believe at the end of it, you're wrong or you're right, you got to hear a different side and it put a seed in your head.
Yeah.
And if you don't do that, you go all the way down the rabbit hole until the fucking Nashville police blow your ass away because you're a fucking idiot.
Prepping Mantis said it the best. Children are impressionable. If you tell them enough times that they are a frog, they will ribbit. And it's true. It's true. I think the link between what's happening with the trans community and these shootings of late, right? The last few have been from that community.
It's only because it's brand new to the whole scene. It's only they make up 1%.
So what I think it is a lot of the folks in the trans community are on pharmaceuticals.
In 100 mass shootings,
in
100 mass shootings, statistically, like one of them was committed by a transgender person.
Correct.
It's clearly not the transgender community. In fact, it's that good old standby. You know who he is. All the straight, white, cisgendered males are overwhelmingly the ones that do this. All right, that's statistics. I didn't say that. They said that. But what you're pointing at, I'm going to say it because is there an overwhelming, perhaps, case that within the transgender community that what we're seeing here isn't necessarily legitimate medicine and psychiatry being practiced here? Or is this a lot of self-diagnosis, self-medication,
or just going to a doctor that agrees
shopping,
with you? Yeah.
And getting the answer you're looking for? They're going down that medical rabbit hole.
Well, I think you would probably find that if you go into these groups and these forums where people discuss this stuff, that they will all push you towards this doctor helped me, or this doctor helped so-and-so. And they all go down this one rabbit hole, and then this doctor's trying to figure out why he's got, 500 new transgender patients. It's because, they're pushing them down the rabbit hole.
Talking about that guy, I exclaimed, thinking of you guys on a live stream. I practice my lines at work. Sometimes nobody's around, and I said, I'm like, they're putting chemicals in the internet that are making the kids gay. So yeah, there's that. You got me.
Mr. B Local says trans people have higher suicide rates than regular male or female. Again, I linking that back. One, these folks feel isolated. They feel like they're alone. And then two, you put them on pharmaceuticals to help take that away. And what are the side effects of that? Not good. Not good. So people who are in a not good situation, they give not good drugs to, and you have not good results. I'm not surprised. I think what we need to outlaw is the pharmaceuticals, Livingston, man. I think we need to I think we need to take Pfizer and put them back into their little box. I don't know who in the government let Pandora the fuck out, but she's making shit and trying to get you to take it, and it's not a fucking good thing. It's not a good thing.
Doesn't seem to be. I mean, let's call it mass pharmaceuticals as we know them. I'm going to just quote off the top of my head. I'm going to make up a source myself. I know it, you know it, everybody knows it. Mass-produced pharmaceuticals, this pill culture as we know it.
Yeah.
It's been around for like 60 years.
It's the instant gratification society.
We
need a cure now. We need a fix now.
Aspirin, like whiskey and good old grandpa's cough medicine did it.
Antibiotics, man. Antibiotics.
Like the entire colonization of this whole continent by the white man. And then like we was just out here on the Oregon Trail like, oh shit, I got typhus. They're like, here's some whiskey. And you're like, oh, thanks. And you either lived or died, damn it. And there was none of this like, oh, we're gonna keep you hanging on. We're gonna treat the illness. They tried to either make you would either live or you would die. I hate to be so harsh.
Yeah.
But now what they want to do is keep you in a perpetual state of like illness. Like you're neither alive or dead. You're right in between where they can treat it.
Yeah, that zombie
with a
state.
Pill.
That zombie state. Do you think that this is the cultural revolution happening now? Before that would have to happen before a complete government takeover of everything. I think all of this is connected. Big Pharma's in bed with the government. Everybody hates us.
Question: they're a national security asset. In theory, the government's supposed to be able to tell them what to do, but they have such leverage that it's
I think
work that way.
I think we need to get back to the herbal thing. You know, we're from nature. We're natural. We're humans. You know, we came up of the earth, if you believe.
That's what I mean. Like, just drink the whiskey and live or die. Damn it! Being a fucking pussy about it.
It's we need to get back to the roots, man. We need to get back to the roots, and
we did it for a very, very, very long time.
You can find cures to most things in nature. My Mother's Spark is great with herbal remedies. Check out her channel if you have questions. She had me cure myself on Christmas with a couple homemade things. It was fantastic. Worked like a champ.
And we don't want to get into all the World Health Organization, like, drugs that actually have benefits, because there are kind of a lot of them. Most of them have to do with like advanced shit. But I mean, number one, like antibiotics, you kind of need them in their modern form. Yeah. Just because of the modern illnesses and superbugs you might be trying to treat.
Absolutely.
After that, I mean, antibiotics are just a game changer. They save lives. They preserve civilization.
Big time.
Otherwise, we'd be out here dying from stupid shit like the Black Death, bro.
Yeah. Isaiah 11:1 says it's a war on humanity. They could care less about us. Exactly. And it's all the more reason for us to get back to the natural remedies. Treating things with Jay Creatures, Reefer Madness. There's so many different cures. A lot of them grow right in your freaking lawn right now. We see them as weeds, but they're the ultimate cure to half of our fucking ailments. Nature provides. I think it's a huge thing to get back to that.
And the synthetic so-called green foods and stuff, these alternative foods. Like now I see soy going around in the chat there. And
yep.
Again, not a made-up source, but I'm going to hit you with the old, I read in an article that soy put like, I don't know, somehow like introduces estrogen into people.
Yeah. You grow your man boobs.
So again, like this is that GMO shit. Like while vegans want to come out and be like, I'm saving the environment, you're eating straight up like GMO, like fucking fake food, man. What the hell is impossible meat? All right, I touched it in the store.
Fake.
It's gross.
Yeah.
I mean, I got yelled at because I was like, ew. Like,
the guy poking every steak.
Ew, because I'm like, oh, it's like, ew.
Impossible meat. None for me, thanks.
No, they're like, oh, I'll gladly take. Listen, I'm not getting the vaccine, and also I eat nothing but organic. But I'm just give me that fake meat you grew in a lab. I need that. Like,
Betty Chase says honey, cinnamon, and lemon for the flu. Yep.
I try to stay off that soy. I mean, what's the opposite of soy? Like yos? That's the shit I eat.
Yos.
Soy.
Texas Surplus Pro says soy crushes your testosterone. So does almond milk. Yeah. Then you grow the almond milk titties.
I need all the testosterone I
Hate
can
it when
get.
that
I mean,
happens.
my hair is already thinning, bro. Age. Okay, I cannot be losing out. What's great about the hair thinning on the top is it is totally thickening everything else. Don't worry, guys. You're not gonna go
Grateful
bald.
Preps and Jay. Yeah, no Bill Gates meat for me, man. Big Joe says that the soy is sprayed with weed killer 3 days before harvest. Yeah, I'm surprised
talked about that.
Yeah, but that's more people who say that they have there's a celiac disease or a gluten allergy.
You have a weed killer allergy. as
Yeah,
you
sorry,
should.
you are allergic to glyphosate, my friend. Get yourself some organic wheat
Yeah.
and try to eat some bread.
Weed killer hurts your stomach. Yo, this one time.
Yeah, every time I drink it, it
Every
really
time,
messes me up.
Oh God, indigestion. It's like Tums doesn't even do it. No, this one time I cleaned out a pump sprayer that had
Okay.
I assume it was pesticide in it. And I just didn't spray water, put the soap in there, washed it out, even had gloves on and shit. Next day I was like sick, like I had the flu, fucked up, and I couldn't understand, like, dude, like fucking.
Yeah.
Ugh. Shaking,
It's
shit.
that glyphosate.
And then, like, it occurred to me, I was like, I bet you there was weed killer in that sprayer. And so keep in mind, like, around the farm and in the workplace, that these chemicals, if you use them or they're even around, they fuck with you. They'll get you, man.
Yeah,
And
yeah, big time.
it's just human bug spray is all. Like, that's what bugs. That's what bugs feel when you hit them with the rain.
That's
They're just
exactly
like,
what
"Oh,
it is.
God, this sucks.
Yeah,
I got the
yeah.
COVID."
When you have the stomach cramping and everything from eating bread or pasta or anything like that, anything that's made of
That's that Roundup.
that's what it is, man.
Not
That's
to
what it
mention
is.
the microplastics we all got in our blood, plus
That's
forever
right.
chemicals.
Mad Shad, you're on it. You're on it.
You guys, this modern world that they built for us with all its freaking sparkling lights, boy, is it bad for
It was
you.
so much more fun when we wore no helmets in the 80s, right? Just rode our bicycles off of huge jumps.
It's just bad for you. They're like, well, you might get the cold, so you got to take this shot that might make you drop dead. And
Live your life, bro. Live your life.
you guys, this modern world stuff, I mean, careful with all that. And guys, I love you guys too. Let's talk about another one. But like wants to make fun of these Tesla cars because they catch fire and can't put it out. And I'm like, y'all got jackeries hanging out your ass. And I'm like, that shit gonna catch fire too, watch. Although I ain't never heard of a jackery catching fire, so I guess I shouldn't say that.
No, well, I keep a close eye on those things just in case.
Today
just in
is
case.
March 28th, 2023, so that when a jackery catches fire, I called it.
Okay, there it is.
down.
There it is. Yeah, if my house catches fire because of that thing, man, I am going to be so pissed at you.
In the more general sense, though, is like we are beginning to understand that like what is presented as like amazing, awesome, life-changing technology. 20 years down the road,
really very misunderstood, and they
is the
really
ro-
don't fucking know what it does, and you probably shouldn't take it.
so I mean, maybe there's the same for like a lot of these hallmarks of modern life, like especially lithium batteries.
Yeah.
Are we supposed to be just hanging around with like lithium everywhere?
Yeah,
Is that even?
probably
Do we
not.
know? In 25
Next thing
years,
you know,
we will.
yeah, well, it's the radium girls, right?
Well, lead wasn't cool, and we found that out. But let's try lithium. Like,
Asbestos. There's a few things that have changed the world, but really didn't.
So I don't know what to think of modern innovation because we tend to find out that it's boy, that was cool, but like now we have fucking
Yeah, now we're all gonna
cancer and shit. So that sucks. I mean,
you do worry that your solar battery could catch fire. Me too, Grateful Preps. I keep that thing where I can see it.
you should just in the same way a lot of people unplug their deep fryer. Or you should be unplugging your deep fryer. I don't know what kind of person is. I just leave that on. Bro.
Well, some people's deep fryer is actually a pot of oil on the stove.
But, the coffee pot, or some people get bugged like, but unplug the cell phone chargers. You should be charging such a device when you're like around.
Yeah. Keep an eye on those things. Anything with those lithium batteries.
It wasn't. It was meant at a dig toward the solar generator power bank community. It was more.
No, the lithium thing.
Well, here's a giant
the magic
lithium
thing.
battery.
Yeah.
So there's all I'm saying.
Yep. Robert Winslow says the fluoride in the drinking water. Yeah.
I don't get that.
It could be. It could be that could be one of the many things that they feed us on a regular basis that messes with these people, man. It's scary. It's scary. It's a Tesla Powerwall connected to the wall in my basement. That's a good setup.
No, Sister Marie's Kitchen. Humans are as a species, one of the few that are can even stomach or crave milk after infancy.
Yeah.
The fact that most
no other animal drinks milk after infancy.
A normal
except
person
humans
is lactose intolerant.
from another animal. Go figure. I always unplug my deep fryer. Patty S. Yeah, that thing's. Those
I
things
never
are scary,
unplug my deep fryer. It just even in the middle of the night, I can hear it like. I can drop chicken fingers in there at any moment and just get up and be like. Psh.
Mid Georgia Preparedness says, I only keep one battery and a solar panel to charge radios. It's all I'll need if the power disappears. Yeah, I don't keep a huge battery backup. I've got the 1,000-watt Jackery, a few small battery banks to do like the phones and small devices like that. A small solar panel for those little batteries, and then the 2 panels for the Jackery. But yeah, I don't keep a lot of them around. But folks, I want to thank y'all for joining us tonight and participating in this discussion.
5 minutes
and,
over.
and sticking with me while I get all of this stuff off of my chest.
One of these nights we'll have a normal live stream with
glitch free. Yeah, glitch free.
Now, I got to ask the tough questions. I mean, was it because of the subject matter, or is it because I kept fucking everything up? You'll never know.
Yeah,
Ask
it's very true. It's very true.
Okay?
But thank y'all for joining us. If you haven't already, smash the like button. Please subscribe. We are floating right around that 6K mark again. We get there, we leave. We get there, we leave. We get there, we leave. Because, YouTube. But thanks so much for joining us and sticking it out through the technical difficulties. We really appreciate you. And good Lord willing, we will catch y'all tomorrow night. Same bat time, same bat channel for the We All Gonna Die Wednesday. That's right. It's back. Hopefully, if they don't nuke us in the meantime. But thank y'all. We appreciate you, and we will see you tomorrow. Hudson Valley Prepping Survival. And on behalf of myself and the Livingston Man, we's up out of here.